The Book of Ezekiel is a prophetic work found in the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Old Testament. It is attributed to the prophet Ezekiel, who was a priest and a captive in Babylon during the exile of Judah. Ezekiel's prophecies address the people of Judah in exile, warning of the consequences of their sin and offering hope for restoration and renewal. Summary of Ezekiel 1. The Call of Ezekiel. The book begins with Ezekiel's extraordinary call to be a prophet. He experiences a vision of God's glory and receives his commission to be a watchman over Israel, delivering messages of warning and judgment. 2. Symbolic actions. Ezekiel employs numerous symbolic actions as part of his prophetic ministry. These actions serve as visual representations of the coming judgment on Jerusalem and the people's sinfulness. For example, he is instructed to build a model of Jerusalem and enact the siege upon it as a warning to the people. 3. Prophecies of judgment. Ezekiel delivers stern warnings of impending judgment upon Judah and Jerusalem due to their idolatry, rebellion, and social injustices. He criticizes false prophets who speak false peace, contrasting their messages with the truth of God's impending judgment. 4. The glory of God departs. In a dramatic and symbolic vision, Ezekiel witnesses the glory of God departing from the temple in Jerusalem. This vision illustrates God's withdrawal from his people due to their unfaithfulness. 5. The Valley of Dry Bones. One of the most famous passages in Ezekiel is the vision of the Valley of Dry Bones. In this vision, Ezekiel sees a valley filled with dry bones, and God breathes life into them, symbolizing the restoration of the exiled Israelites. 6. Condemnation of foreign nations. Ezekiel also pronounces judgment on various foreign nations for their mistreatment of Israel and their own wickedness. These oracles emphasize God's sovereignty over all nations and his justice. 7. Prophecies of restoration. In the latter part of the book, Ezekiel offers messages of hope and restoration. He foretells the return of the exiles to their land, the rebuilding of Jerusalem and the temple, and a time of spiritual renewal and covenantal relationship with God. 8. The vision of the new temple. Ezekiel receives a vision of a new temple with specific instructions for its construction and the worship to be carried out in it. This vision symbolizes the renewal of God's presence and covenant with his people. Conclusion. The Book of Ezekiel is a profound prophetic work that addresses the complexities of Israel's history, exile, and future restoration. Ezekiel's prophecies deliver messages of warning, judgment, and hope. They call for repentance and a return to faithfulness to God's covenant while pointing toward the ultimate restoration of God's people and the establishment of a new spiritual reality. Ezekiel's visions and symbolic actions vividly illustrate God's sovereignty, faithfulness, and the potential for redemption even in the darkest times. The book remains a timeless testament to the enduring nature of God's promises and the hope of restoration and renewal that comes from obedience and trust in Him.